it was. So
Boy, you're a young-looking lady. I'll tell you that right now.
you're very kind to
You
older people.
are.
I'm only 89.
Hey, my mom's 85, but
Yeah.
you're looking good, Gene.
Well, thank you.
So I just wanted to ask you. You were a 12-year-old girl.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, your name is Jean. What's your last name again?
It was a Balgerman. It's a good German name.
Good Balgerman. Yeah, okay. A lot of Germans around this area.
Right.
Yeah.
And of course, we were out in the farm, and help was hard to find.
Yeah.
And my dad heard that the POWs would come out to the farm,
Right.
so he asked my mother if she would feed him at noon. And she was hesitant a little bit. She said, "Really? Is that what we're going to do?" And, well, yes, he said, "I could use the help."
Yeah.
And so he went and he bought 5 of them back with him and a guard.
Right.
And the guard enjoyed it because he was underneath the tree all day resting.
Yeah.
My dad would go out in the field with him, to shock oats and whatever else they were doing.
This is exactly what the story's about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And a lot of the townsfolk were hesitant, but
Yes.
but they conceded because they did need the help, and they found out that not every one of them was a Nazi.
No, they weren't. They were wonderful.
Great guys.
And my dad could speak a little German,
Yeah.
which really helped. And so he and Wilhelm tried to converse quite a bit. The others didn't. I don't. But Wilhelm did. But they were still nice guys,
Right.
and so forth. But and then after the first day, they told him, "Could you come early tomorrow morning so we could be the first ones to get in? Because we have to take our turn with." As they come in to pick us up, because they liked my mother's cooking.
Oh, I bet.
And so
I bet actually they had good cooking at the camps, but Mom's cooking was a little bit higher, or maybe quite a bit higher.
Well, and it was funny because there was one guy that I felt that he was a little bit older, and when they would get through eating, he would go. He wanted to eat more. If he could.
So what do you remember? What sticks out in your mind from your viewpoint when you saw it first? How did you feel about the PWs coming here?
Well, I think it was like everybody else. We didn't know what to expect, but I'm so glad that my dad had them out, because then you felt different about them. They were just ordinary people, just like everybody else.
Yeah.
And they were wonderful. And then when they were heading back to Germany, my dad told Wilhelm, he said, "Now, if you ever need anything, you let me know, and I will send it to you." Well, he was too proud to ask, but he really was desperate for food. So finally, he did write my dad, and he sent packages of like coffee, sugar, flour, all kinds of things.
Would that have been like in 1947, 6, 7?
Well, it would be right after they got back. He waited about 4 months or so
Okay.
before he.
And that's not very long to wait to ask for help if you're proud.
Yeah, right. It is, but I don't know. I'm guessing what time it was, but.
But they went back to ruins.
It was. See, when he was in the service over there in Germany, that's when he got word that his apartment had been bombed or something, and they left him go home for a couple of weeks to repair the apartment for his wife.
Yeah.
And then went back into the.
Yeah. Edward Kybe, who led the nativity scene build, he was from Essen. And Essen was hit very hard by the British and the Americans because apparently they had some manufacturing going on there. Imagine these guys over here not knowing what's happening to their. Well, and it works both ways.
Right. Well, even when he left here, he didn't know if his wife or son was alive or
Exactly.
not at all.
Exactly.
He didn't know. And then we went over to visit him.
Oh, you did.
Yes, our family. We had a son over there going to school in, where was he? Salzburg.
Mm-hmm.
And so we wrote Wilhelm, and he was very excited about us coming. although I was really nervous about it, I wasn't sure which prisoner of war we're going to see.
Yeah.
Because we had received letters after my father had died.
Yeah.
And I just wrote them all, and I heard from Wilhelm. And, you know, I didn't know, I was hoping it was him. You know, that's the one we knew the best. And so it was New Year's Day that day. We came to his house and rang the doorbell, and he came with a sport coat on, dress pants, tie, and shirt, came to the door, and he said, "My little Jean," and grabbed me and gave me a big hug. It was the right guy. I was hoping that's who it was, but
You see, you know, humanity, I mean, most people are good, you know, and they get caught up in the politics of their leaders, you know, and the ideology and everything. But the Germans were just like the GIs who got drafted. They were just guys like drafted into war. And most of them didn't want to be there fighting away from their families.
That's right. That's
know?
right. So it was a very, very good experience for our family, you know.
Thank you, Gene.
Good, thank you.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
And we've got more stories from Gene.